What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay Weezy. Welcome to Jay Weezy's World. So it is Monday, November 17th. It is 10:38 in the morning. I'm feeling good. Had a nice long weekend. I'm off today and tomorrow. I have some PTO sprinkled in, through the rest of the this month and next month. And the job said, hey, you need to take it, so I'm going to take it. Well, either use it or lose it type of thing. So yeah, I'm definitely not going to lose it. I've had a long year, and I just, taking the days off. I have nothing planned in particular besides hitting the gym. I'm going to meal prep today instead of yesterday. I just, hit legs, and my quads are quad. You ever wake up or you're doing something, but specifically when you wake up and like you move and you're like, oh, like you thought you hurt somebody, you're like, that's just soreness because I smashed that session yesterday. Anybody else like that in their head where you're just like, it's like a good soreness, you feel kind of proud of it, and so or is it just me? But headed to the gym today. I'm hitting shoulders, abs, shoulders and core, and I'm super excited about it. I felt really good about the leg day yesterday. Feel like I really wanted to see how my knee reacted after the workout. It was good. It was good when I woke up. I've been up since 6:30, so I don't know about you guys, but I still get up early on the weekends. Even when I was, a bit younger, I haven't slept in since I was a teenager. There are some days where I'll sleep into like what I call sleeping is like 8, 9 o'clock. If I'm ever sleeping till like 10, I've had to have gone to bed at like 2, 3, or 4 in the morning. And even then, I was usually still get up early, but on the weekends, I'm usually up by about 5 to 6 o'clock, 6:30, get my errands done. And it's the best time to be up, honestly, because I can just get all my errands done by noon and just have the rest of the day to myself. So I have no real game plan as far as the PTO goes, just burning it. I was supposed to do meal prep on Sunday. I went grocery shopping, and I just told myself, you know what, I'm going to cook dinner. And I'll meal prep tomorrow because the wife is at work, so I'll have the place to myself and just kind of slow and go. And that's pretty much it. I'm hoping the gym's pretty empty. I wanted to ask you guys a question. So as of recent, my whole channel, Jay Weezy's World, is supposed to be just what's going on with me. Obviously, clearly, there's a strong lean towards, weight loss, and I'll do a couple videos on where I'm at in my weight and a little bit of a update there, but I don't vlog and get out. It's predominantly geared towards the fitness aspect. My point being is that hopefully you guys enjoy the content. I'm just being me. This is kind of a real life. I'm not going to go out and do these things just to kind of put it on video. I work, I pay bills, and I hit the gym and I meal prep and try to keep things simple. Even the other night when my wife and I, when we went out for our anniversary, I think some people, and no shade to them, would record because we're, dressed up, suited and booted, getting fresh, so on and so forth. Nice restaurant, drinks and food and all that, and you're recording all that. Now, I took a little clip, but like sometimes, intimate settings need to be intimate settings. And I will be vlogging though when it comes to Chicago, because that's where we're headed next month. The initial plan was to go out to New York. My wife, she loves the holidays. She loves the holidays. And the plan was to go out to, well, really the plan, we were trying to decide between Cabo and New York. Do we want to go to cold weather or do we want to go to Mexico and, chill on the beach, so on and so forth, all inclusive, that kind of thing. And so we decided, hey, let's actually do like some like Christmas city to like really feel Christmassy, if that makes sense. Because Phoenix, like, it's just warm, hot, and kind of chill. Like, there's no seasons out here. And sadly, like around the holiday time, it's warm and like it just doesn't feel like the holidays as much as you really want to. My wife does a really great job with decorating the house and all that, but like when you step outside, it is 85 degrees and like there's no decorations. Like, people just don't really get into it, which is okay, like, to each their own. But we wanted to just visit a place where it was gonna feel like Christmas. And so And I've been wanting to go to Chicago for a while now. Reason, I like old architecture. That's why when we go out to Kentucky, which is like where my wife's side of the family lives, I love being out there. One, because there's green grass. The architecture is just kind of like older, like brick, just super cool to look at, because Arizona is just a bunch of like, browns, and everything looks the same. Like there's no culture, like there's not. And so or it just the geography, the structures just aren't really, you guys get what I'm saying. So and so Chicago for me is just one of those spots where I'm like, it's got a lot of history, so on and so forth. And I've been talking to her about it, and she never really gave it some thought. And she of course went on TikTok and was looking at all the holiday stuff when it refers to Chicago and how it looks, and she was like, hey, let's go to Chicago. So I was like, say less. So we booked our tickets, we booked our hotel, and yeah, that's where we'll be headed next month, and we'll be out there for a few days. And that means I gotta, try to get a little bit more trim before then, and probably buy some new clothes. And I don't want to get crazy, because like, I don't want to get some goose down jacket that I'll never wear again until we travel again. But we'll see. I do want to be out there. I do want to look good. You look good, you feel good, and you're with the wifey and you want to have a good time. So I definitely don't want to just get out there, because I heard the weather just hits different, right? Because I've been out to Minnesota in 7 below degree weather, and I've been out to Kentucky again, where it's cold weather. But with it being Chicago, that Chicago wind, the windy city, just hits different from my understanding. Everybody's like, nah, it's a different type of cold. So I'm just preparing for that. See if I need to get a shiesty, something like that, which I think is actually illegal in Chicago, so maybe not. But some gloves, a jacket, all that. I have that stuff out here, but it's like hoodies, like Arizona type of jackets. I'm a big boy, so I don't get cold very easily. So I haven't invested a lot into, jackets and coats and stuff like that. I'll throw a hoodie on. I have a couple nice like professional jackets, but nothing that's thick that I think I'll probably need for Chicago. So that's my story right now. I'm gonna go ahead and hit these shoulders, hit this core, do some cardio, and then we'll chat afterwards and tell you guys how I think the workout went. So let's get after it. All right, let's go ahead and turn these shoulders into boulders. All right, big man, let's go ahead and get it. So a quick little stretch, a little 1-2, 1-2. And I'm going to get things kicked off with a seated Smith machine barbell press. And what I'm doing here, as you guys will notice with the bar, as well as when I put on these 25s, I'm really just kind of measuring the distance between my chin and the bar itself, because being too far back on the bench, right, or having the seat too far back, when you come down, if you put too much weight on, it's going to expose those shoulders a little bit too much and have a bad angle. So as I'm doing my warm-up sets right now, which are 2 sets with no weight, 2 sets with the 25 pounds on each side. Also, one thing I want everybody to pay attention to is actually how much weight the incline bar is. Here at this gym, the incline bar is 20 pounds. So I'm starting off with 25 on each side plus the 20-pound bar. So I'm starting off with 70 pounds. Just quick math there. But I want to make sure that the barbell is close enough to my chin to where I'm getting the focus straight on my front delts, because if that's the benefit of doing the Smith machine versus dumbbell. And again, clearly I'm switching it up because I haven't done Smith machine in a bit, but it's going to take away the stabilizers and put all the focus on those front delts and give those delts some nice work. So my work-in sets are going to be 3 sets of about 8 to 10 repetitions. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and throw on here is a 45 on each side. So 90 pounds plus the 20, is going to be 110 pounds here right now. And with this, I'm just focusing myself, because one thing you guys always want to be careful of is with that Smith machine, making sure you're strong enough to where when you do lift that weight up, that you can rotate your hands back to unlock the weight. Some people, just be cognizant of not
having your wrists already rotated so far back that when you lift the weight, you can't do it anymore and put yourself in an exposure to mess up your wrists. So just a bit of a tip there. I'm going to go ahead and throw on a dime on each side. So right now I'm working with, what is that? Quick math, 20 plus 90, 110 plus another 20, so 130. So this is going to be my last 2 sets. So I did 1 set of the 45 on each side. It felt pretty good. And I wanted to increase the weight just a little bit to kind of really, again, get a nice pump going on and really kind of test and see where my strength is, again, because I haven't done the incline, the Smith machine press for a bit. So just wanted to see where I was. Feeling pretty good. Get that weight up, big man. Yeah. There you go. So felt pretty good about that. Ooh, feeling strong today. That's right. Get them shoulders up. The man silly. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and do what I call basically 21s or 7, 7, and 7. So I'm going to do upright rows with the same Smith machine bar. So I'm going to start off with a wide grip just outside the shoulders, do 7 reps. Once I'm done with the first 7 reps, then I'm going to go ahead, sit the bar down, and then get my my hand placement at about shoulder length now. And I'm going to go ahead and knock out 7 reps with this. Once I'm done with that 7th rep at this grip, then I'm going to go ahead and sit down the weight and then get a grip that is just within the shoulder. So I'm hitting 3 different angles of those front delts to really put some pressure on, really get that blood flowing within those delts to get a nice pump. So when you're talking about getting the workout started off nicely, getting those pressing movements, and then getting that upright row, man, killer. So I did 3 sets of these 21s. Go ahead and make this small little adjustment. All right. So again, this is going to be the last set. I'm not filming all the sets just so I don't extend the video longer than it really needs to be. But getting in this last set, and one thing I really try to do is make sure I'm going all the way down to where the delt is getting a full extension and then bringing it all the way up. I like to go about chest high and then really get that squeeze at the top. Really just focusing and having the barbell hang on my fingers. I'm not putting too much of a grip where I'm holding it with like all the way around the bar. I'm just kind of using like my fingers as hooks so I can focus in just really pulling with my shoulders versus pulling up with my hands, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of taking out the biceps as much as I can and really just focusing on those delts. Felt good, real good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to something that I actually saw one of my buddies doing, and this is incline front raises, obviously. So I'm starting off with a lighter weight right here. What I have is a 12.5, and I wanted to see how the weight was going to feel. And when you're talking about you're not going to do the same amount of weight if you're doing your normal front raises, you're definitely going to not do as much weight. This felt almost like you were doing a decline because of the way you're kind of sitting and then the way that your hands are kind of back behind you and you lift up. It almost feels like you're leaning back at a decline, but it's an incline. I hope that makes sense. But it felt really good. And you guys see that I kind of like to switch. Yeah, I mentioned in my previous videos, switch out which hand I'm doing. So I don't like to do 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, left, right, left, right. I'll do 3 with my right, 3 with my left, 3 with my right, 3 with my left. And then on the next set, I'll do 4 with my right, 4 with my left, just to kind of, again, switch things up a little bit. But I am knocking out 3 sets. I think I did 10 to 12 repetitions. And again, between the pressing movement, the upright rows, and getting these in, shoulders are feeling nice and blasted. One thing I also want to call out is the gym is super empty. I got here about early in the afternoon, and I love the ability to get down and get any weights. Today, the dumbbells weren't too bad as far as where they were placed at. Nothing crazy. So from here, once I'm done with that 3rd set, I'm going to go ahead and move on to flex. Get a big man. Hey, if nobody's going to pump you up, pump yourself up. So obviously now moving into side cable raises, I'm going to get in 3 sets of about 8 to 10 repetitions. And after knocking out those first 3 movements and moving into side, first of all, cable side raises are already tough enough. And so I'm really feeling it in my delts right now, especially my side delt getting in right now. And so yeah, I really wanted to put some volume into my shoulders today. That's really was just the name of the game for me. And so that kind of leads to what I talk about later on in the video, is that when I was done doing shoulders, they were so tight and felt so good and had such a pump going. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get in the typical core workout that I want to go ahead and do. So I'm going to save that for another day. Moving on to face pulls. So I love doing face pulls, especially when you're doing them in the right way, in my opinion, where you not only are pulling towards you, but you're also flaring up to get that squeeze at the top of the rear delt. That we can go ahead and grow out that back side of the delts as well. So I'm going to get in 3 sets. I believe it again was 10 to 12 repetitions. And then from this point, it's pretty much going to wrap up the shoulder workout. And I was toast after this. So time to move on to cardio.
All right, leaving the gym. The workout is done. I'm not going to lie. I am toast. First of all, let me go ahead and say this. I did not do core. I'm going to keep it 100%, a buck, whatever you want to say. When I was done with my shoulders, if you guys have seen my previous core videos, usually I do them on active rest days. But I said, hey, I'm going to go and throw in core today, an extra set this week. And a lot of my core, some of my core movements integrate shoulders, like wood choppers and twists and so on. And I just had the biggest pump in my shoulders. I went to the locker room afterwards, and I had to hit the sauna just to kind of let it die down a little bit. It didn't hurt, but it was like, damn, I'm tight. Like, in a really good way. Like, in a really good way. And so I mentioned before that my shoulders, like, they get pumped really good. And I have my electrolytes and all of that and everything. And so it was good, but I don't want to front and sit here and say that I went ahead and did it, but I just didn't record it. So just being honest with you guys. So once I was done with the sauna, went ahead and did my cardio, which again, knee is continuing to feel good. What do you guys do for your entertainment when you guys are doing cardio? Like, music doesn't do it for me. I have to like be visually watching something. And usually it's YouTube, or it's a movie for the most part. If I can find a good series, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, like something off Netflix. Watching Breaking Bad again for like the 4th time. I just like the show. And but for whatever reason, I was like, let me go ahead and just TikTok. And there was a couple long form interviews. They do up to 10 minutes on some of these TikToks. So I was watching some of that, what was it? Ian Bick, Locked In, and I haven't watched his videos in a long time, but there's a couple good ones that were on there. So I just sat there and watched a couple of the 10-minute long videos and got through my cardio, and so it was good, nice and sweaty. I'm gonna head home and meal prep, but let's talk about the workout though. So I went ahead, as you guys can see, I start off with the Smith machine shoulder press. The reason why I wanted to do the Smith machine versus dumbbell today is that I actually wanted to take out my stabilizers and really focus on my front delts and side delts and really put some work on to help kind of continue to round out my shoulders. So I wanted to do that, and then I did my 21s, which is 777. So 7 reps where I went ahead and I switched up my grip on the upright rows, killed my front delts. And so one thing I also want to mention though is those incline shoulder raises, it'll definitely humble you as far as like just lower the weight, get your lift in. You're not going to lift the same weight as you typically would, and it honestly feels more like a decline, because the way when you're sitting and you're doing the raises, it feels like almost like your shoulders in a position of a decline. And so I've seen some people refer to it actually as a decline shoulder raise because of the way you're positioned and the way your shoulders are. So I'm not going to argue one way or the other, but it was a good workout. And overall, again, shoulders are wrecked. So I wanted to hit all 3 points of my delts: front, side, back. And I decided to go with rope pulls or face pulls versus the reverse pec deck. I'm a big fan. I've seen some people kind of just do this whole deal, but I'm a big fan of pulling it and rotating to really hit that back lat. Not back lat, but the back trap. Really kind of just help squeeze and pull that in. But I'm tired. Again, I'm gonna go home and meal prep and enjoy the rest of my day off. So I appreciate you guys checking out the video. And if you like the post-workout conversation, I know some of this I'm probably gonna do my voiceover and talk about anyways, but I just want to give you my honest reaction after the workout. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are about this. I'd appreciate the feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.